There were nights when I caught myself replaying arguments with people who didn't even know I was upset. I'd sit there, going over every line in my head, building entire conversations that never actually happened. Sometimes, I'd even picture a completely different version of my future. Something better, cleaner, happier, and then feel this real sense of disappointment when my actual life didn't look anything like it. And honestly, the strangest part is, most of the time I didn't even understand why I kept doing it. People usually brush this stuff off. They call it daydreaming, overthinking, being trapped in your own head too much, like it's just some harmless personality trait that makes you a little different from everyone else. But it's not harmless. It takes more out of you than you realize. And psychology explains it in a way most people never hear about. A way that completely changes how you look at yourself. Because none of this is random. It's not just boredom. It's not simply anxiety either. Your mind is constantly building simulations. It's practicing, preparing, trying to protect you. And sometimes it's doing something even deeper than that. But to really understand it, you have to start at the beginning. Most people never do. If you spend a huge part of your life inside your own thoughts, then this probably
We should
hits close to
consider
home.
the long-term
You're
impact.
not just thinking too much.
But what
You're not
about the
damaged.
immediate risks?
What you're experiencing is
Let's
something
weigh the
psychologists
options.
call mental simulation. And whether you notice it or not, it shapes almost everything. Your decisions, your relationships, even the way you see yourself every single day. One of the biggest things to understand is this. Your brain doesn't fully separate real experiences from vividly imagined ones. Not completely. When you replay an argument that never actually happened, your body still responds to it. Your chest gets tight. Your jaw stiffens. You carry the emotional weight of a conversation that only existed inside your head, and somehow, that feeling follows you into real life afterward. Think about how often this happens. Maybe you started avoiding somebody because of a conversation you imagined having with them. Not a real
Let's
conversation.
discuss our
Just one
communication
that played out in
strategy.
your mind.
How do
But
we
the
reach
avoidance became
everyone?
real.
We'll use
distance
email and
became
video
real.
calls.
The
Sounds
relationship
good.
itself started changing because of something that never even happened outside your imagination. That's what happens when mental simulation starts blending into your actual life. And most people are doing this constantly without even realizing it. But this is where it gets deeper, because those fake scenarios usually aren't random at all. Your brain isn't just spiraling for no reason. Almost every time, it comes back to one thing: emotional safety. Your mind keeps running these simulations because it's trying to stop you from getting blindsided, from getting hurt, from embarrassing yourself, from saying the wrong thing, from losing someone important, from feeling judged by everyone around you. And usually, this pattern starts way earlier than people think. Kids who grew up in unpredictable homes, places where emotions changed fast, where the mood in the room could shift from calm to tense over one sentence, often learn this behavior as a survival mechanism. If I can predict what's about to happen, then maybe I can prepare for it. If I prepare for it, maybe I can control it. And if I can control it, maybe I'll finally feel safe. The problem is, you carry that habit into adulthood. Now you're 26 years old, sitting alone in a decent apartment, living a relatively stable life, and you're still rehearsing conversations before they happen. Still running through every possible outcome in your head. Still replaying something your coworker said 3 days ago, trying to figure out what they really meant. Thinking about what you should have said back, planning what you'll say next time, even though deep down, you know there probably won't even be a next time. And the worst part is how draining this becomes after a while. Not in some dramatic, obvious way. It's quieter than that. It's not loud most of the time. That's what makes it so hard to explain. It's this constant mental background noise that never really shuts off. It's going to sleep already exhausted because of conversations that never even happened. It's feeling nervous about situations that don't exist yet, and honestly, might never exist at all. It's this strange kind of loneliness that comes from spending so much of your life inside a place nobody else can see. But if we're being honest, there's another side to this too. Because this pattern also says something genuinely powerful about the way your mind works. The ability to mentally simulate things is closely tied to empathy, creativity, and emotional awareness. You notice nuance. You're able to see multiple sides of a situation at the same time. You sense emotional shifts before they fully happen because you're paying attention in ways most people never do. And honestly, living in America makes this even worse. We grow up in a culture obsessed with achievement, performance, and external approval. Social media turned everyone's life into a polished highlight reel. And when your real inner world doesn't match the version of life you keep seeing online, your brain starts filling in the gap through imagination. You picture the life you think you're supposed to have. You rehearse versions of yourself that seem more successful, more attractive, more emotionally together, more worthy of being loved. And slowly, the real version of you starts feeling unfinished, like some rough draft you haven't fixed yet. Then you add the pressure to always look okay, to act like everything's under control, to never openly admit you're struggling. And before long, mental simulation starts disguising itself as productivity. You plan instead of processing your feelings. You rehearse instead of actually resting. Picture this for a second. It's late at night, maybe around midnight. You're laying in bed with your phone flipped over on the nightstand beside you. The room is completely silent, but inside your head, there's an entire conversation happening. Clear, emotional, detailed. Somebody said something to you a few days ago, and now you're finally answering them in your mind. You're saying all the things you wish you had said in the moment, and somehow it feels real. Nobody around you knows this conversation is happening. But when you wake up the next morning, you still carry the emotional weight from it anyway. People almost never talk about this part. Sometimes the simulation slowly becomes a replacement for reality itself. And if the imagined version of your life starts feeling safer than your actual one, that's something you need to pay attention to. At that point, it's not really daydreaming anymore. It can become avoidance. It can become depression quietly shutting the future down. Sometimes it's grief too. Grief for the life you thought you'd already have by now. The real question was never whether you spend too much time inside your own head. The real question is whether the world you created in there is helping you face life or helping you escape from it. And listen, you're not weak for being like this. You're not strange. Your brain learned this pattern for a reason. At some point in your life, it probably protected you. It probably helped you survive emotionally, even if now it's starting to wear you down instead. You're somebody who feels things deeply, sometimes before they even happen. You care enough about relationships that you mentally prepare for them. You notice details most people completely miss. That isn't a flaw. That's a very specific kind of intelligence. And there's actually a name for what you're experiencing. When it becomes overwhelming, psychology calls it maladaptive daydreaming. It exists right in the middle of emotional regulation, anxiety, and attachment patterns. Knowing the name won't magically fix it overnight, but at least it explains why it happens. So now I'm curious, are you somebody who spends most of your life inside your own head? Or are you here because somebody close to you does, and you've been trying to understand them better? And if this kind of psychology content actually connects with you, subscribe. That's the reason this channel exists in the first place, for people who genuinely want to understand themselves on a deeper level.